You drop in, attempt a kickflip, and hit the pavement. You try again, and the result is the same. It is a physical frustration we've all felt. Your body simply refuses to follow your instructions. To finally stick that landing, we have to look past the muscles and focus on the physical shape-shifting happening inside your head as your brain learns to remember. Peek beneath the surface, and you will find a wildly crowded, glowing, microscopic metropolis, constantly buzzing with activity. This city is populated by billions of specialized cells called neurons, which operate like biological delivery people, carrying vital messages from one neighborhood to the next. The scale of this workforce is staggering. This dot represents a single cell, but your brain utilizes roughly 86 billion of these neurons, more than 10 times the total number of people currently living on Earth. Mastering a physical trick requires a perfectly timed, coordinated effort from billions of these tiny messengers, all firing at the exact same moment. For you to move your feet or shift your weight on the board, a command must travel successfully from one neuron to another. But there is a biological obstacle. Neurons do not actually touch. This diagram shows the microscopic void between every neuron in your head, called a synapse. To get a message across this gap, a neuron bridges the divide by tossing tentacle signals across the synapse to be caught by the neuron on the other side. You will only successfully execute a new skill when the message navigates that biological gap with perfect accuracy. The first time you try something new, those chemical signals move slowly. Crossing the synapse for the first time is like trying to bushwhack a path through a field of thick, waist-high grass. This chart explains why learning feels so exhausting. Your brain is only 2% of your body weight, yet it consumes 20% of your daily energy just to push those signals through the resistance of an unformed path. Practice changes the physics of the gap. Every time you repeat the movement, those chemical signals travel the same route, gradually flattening the metaphorical grass. Continued repetition clears the way, turning a difficult scramble into a distinct dirt trail that allows messengers to cross the synapse with less effort. This timeline illustrates the final result of intense repetition. You eventually pave that trail into a wide, high-speed highway, allowing the chemical message to zoom across the synapse instantly. Every repetition of that physical trick is the process of paving a smoother, faster biological road inside your head. Beyond improving existing pathways, the brain maintains the ability to grow entirely new connections between neurons that were never linked before. Scientists call this lifelong, shape-shifting ability neuroplasticity. However, even after a day of heavy practice, these new connections are fragile. Without a final structural step, the chemical signals can weaken, and the new path can fade. This is where sleep becomes critical. During the night, your brain strengthens the synapses by consolidating the day's signals and physically reinforcing the new pathways you started building. A full night's rest provides the time needed for this biological save to finish, making sleep as essential to mastering a skill as the practice itself. Let's test those new connections. Can your brain grow entirely new pathways? Or are you stuck with the ones you have? It can grow new ones, thanks to neuroplasticity. True or false? Your brain only builds these paths while you are sitting in a classroom. False. It builds them everywhere, through practice. Final question. What do we call the tiny gap where neurons pass their messages? That's the synapse! You just aced it! Hit that subscribe button below to join the lab crew and keep those neural highways growing. To recap, you have 86 billion neurons. You strengthen their synapses through practice, and neuroplasticity allows your brain to reshape itself for a lifetime. Remember that sleep is the biological necessity that locks all that hard work into place. Put this to the test tonight. Practice a difficult tongue twister 3 times before bed. Notice how much faster the path feels tomorrow morning. That is your brain building in real time. Now that we know how the brain learns, how does the rest of your body deal with invisible invaders? Click right here to find out how your immune system hunts down germs.